you don't just sit there and say, oh, it'll fix itself.
No.
Urban Meyer's got to do some soul searching. I know Adazio's his buddy, but when you put up that kind of pathetic performance throughout the entire season, something's wrong.
Yep.
And we can go back to Ohio State during the John Cooper years. John Cooper went 10-1, 11-1, and had great seasons, but could not beat your rival.
Yep.
They gave him 10 years. It wasn't like they went 11-1 and then 5-7 and they fired him. They gave him 10 years. It didn't fix itself. That's something that you can go with. As long as your program is maintaining 8, 9, 10 wins a year,
going to big bowl games,
making money, that's fine. When you start going 7-5, 6-6, 7, there's a problem. And right now, at Florida, at Texas, and Tennessee is in rebuilding, and we can't blame this all on Dooley except for the 7-3-3 defense.
Exactly.
There's going to have some changes come across the board. Right now, if I'm in Urban Meyer's shoes, I fire Steve Adazio. I don't demote him. I fire him or remove him from the program. Why? Because it has been an embarrassment. It has been an embarrassment to be a Gator this year, and watching that offense play, it's been disgusting. Texas, the same thing. I think we get rid of the running back coaches at Texas. I think we might even hammer the offensive coordinator, too. I mean, you're 5-7. That's unacceptable at Texas.
No, in an institution like that, it is unacceptable.
So there you go. There's my answer to that. You have anything else to add to that? I mean, I kind of stole that one right away from you, but we knew when we were reading it that it was going to strike a nerve with me. So.
Honestly, I think you're going to have to make some changes, not to the coach, not to the head coach. The head coach in Florida's
next year.
In Florida's instance, the head coach has won 2 national championships. You don't get rid of the head coach right off the bat, but you do make some personnel changes on your coaching staff. If the offensive coordinator is not getting the job done on offense, yes, maybe it's time to find a new offensive coordinator. Tell that guy, hey, sorry, man, it's been a great run, but this year you were awful, and you cost us a lot of games with your horrible play calling. If it's a defensive problem where your defense is giving up Greg Robinson. If your defense is just, you've got a great offense, you've got one of the most phenomenal offensive players in the year, but you can't stop anybody on defense, you can't win ball games. And if you're going to run the same scheme week in and week out, and it's not working, it's not stopping anybody, guess what? I'm sorry, buddy. At the end of the year, when I do my evaluation, you're out of there.
And that's especially with Greg Robinson. And sorry, Teddy Bay, we're not trying to crush on your team, but they ran the 3-3-5 all year long. They didn't make any changes. Same with Florida. We were told that we're going to throw the ball. We're going to be more vertical. I didn't see a pass over 30 yards this year. I did not see a pass. Now, not that Brantley had more than 3 seconds to throw the football. And I wonder who our offensive line coach was. Oh, Steve Adazio. So we suck at offensive line, Steve Adazio. We have 7 plays that we run, Steve Adazio. We run 10 guys out on the field 3 times on Saturday, Steve Adazio. You tell me what knee-jerk reaction has to be made. Fire.
Promote Steve Adazio head coach.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. Anyhow. All right, so now we got to go lighten things up a little bit with our Anything Goes question, and this one comes from Big Ten Boy 07.
That's right, BTB.
BTB.
OH.
And the question is,
which athlete do you enjoy watching struggle?
I'm gonna let you go on this one.
Well,
I got a lot of them.
There's quite a few. I would say anybody that has played for that school up north when they make it to the NFL, I love watching them struggle. I love watching, teams struggle as well. But for instance, we'll take just off the bat, Chad Henne. I love watching Chad Henne struggle because I think it's hilarious.
I love watching him struggle because he shot his mouth off about Tebow.
That's true.
The guy who won the Heisman and Chad Henne didn't. Yeah.
No, Chad Henne never.
How many national championships did Chad Henne win?
0.
Oh, yeah. How many Super Bowls has he gone to yet?
0.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. How many times did Chad Henne beat Ohio State?
Oh, 0. So you enjoy watching Chad Henne? I tell you what, I personally it just warms the cockles of my heart watching LeBron James struggle with the Heat being terrible, and every problem we said that this team was going to have, they're having. And we were smart. Oh, you're just bitter because you're a Cavalier fan. No, we said team chemistry was going to be a problem. Egos were going to be a problem, and you're already seeing it coming to the surface. They're already talking shit about their coach. So, I love to see LeBron James struggle, but my most favorite person to watch struggle is Corky Manning. Eli Manning. I love when his dome was leaking all over the field in that preseason game. I was standing and applauding. Anytime he throws an interception, takes a sack, I hate that guy. I'm sorry, I don't even personally know him. I just dislike him. And, like when the Giants lose, it makes me happy. I mean, it's all sunshine, butterflies, and puppy dog kisses. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, thanks a lot for the question. It's time now for our game previews. It is championship week, conference championship games going on. Yeah, baby, this is what college football is all about. You want playoffs? No. Regular season means something in college football, and it's down to these championship games.
That's right.
We're going to jump right in. We're going to go with the ACC championship game. We're going to go Florida State versus Virginia Tech, one of the hottest teams in college football right now.
It's going to be a great game.
I think it's going to be an incredible game. For Florida State, you got Christian Ponder, who has really been the stalwart for their offense. He's a great leader. He's a good kid. Behind a fantastic offensive line. They've got a three-headed running attack. Their receivers are a little questionable, but you're going up against Virginia Tech, who is dynamic on offense as well. They've got a great running game.
Great quarterback.
He's
had an outstanding season.
You know, and FSU's come a long way on defense, but I think Virginia Tech defense is just that much better, and this is not going to be a defensive struggle. I think you're going to see an up and down the field type ball game. Jimbo Fisher's going to pull out all the stops. But I just think Virginia Tech is just that much better. 37-28, Virginia Tech wins this ball game.
I agree with you. I think Virginia Tech has a much better offense. Nothing against Florida State. Florida State's got a really good team. Ponder's an excellent quarterback, but I think Virginia Tech holds the key on offense. Their quarterback is phenomenal. It's phenomenal as well. Virginia Tech, I think, is going to win 35-24.
Good enough. All right. Going to jump to Conference USA. You got a little bit of home cooking going on here. We're in O-Town in Orlando. UCF hosts Southern Methodist and June Jones, who I've almost forgiven for his slam on Tim Tebow back in the day. Fuck you, June Jones. No. Man, UCF is going to curb stomp these guys.
UCF's running game is nasty. Their quarterback is great. They've got a fantastic team. They've got two All-American defensive ends. They've got a really good team, and I think UCF's going to come out and win 28-14.
I was listening to the Sports RX. Big shout out to the Shot Doctor, and they were talking about June Jones, and June Jones came straight up and said he's worried about this game for two reasons. One, they're very banged up. Southern Methodist is a very banged up football team right now. Number two, UCF is going to be the most physical team that they have faced this year. That coming from the head coach got to get you thinking that he sees something that UCF is going to manhandle him. The UCF has size. They also have the speed. As far as dynamics on offense, I think SMU is a little more dynamic on offense, but when it comes down to it, you've got the home crowd. I mean, you know, it's 40,000 seat stadium and 27,000 show up. Hopefully for UCF, because look, this is a good football program, and these kids that are out there playing deserve better. So if any of you are UCF fans or in the Orlando area and you come across this video, go to the damn game and support the team.
Out there.
I'm a Gator fan. I'm not going because I hate UCF. But you get your ass out there and support these guys because they go out there, they knock it down every week.
They're ranked again, aren't they? In the top 25?
They just got ranked again, I think. But, you know, I like UCF in this game. I like UCF 31-17 over Southern Methodist. All right. Now, we're going to go to the Big East. It's not a championship game, but this game pretty much decides the Big East. Because if Connecticut wins this game, they're Big East champs.
And they get a BCS bid.
And they're playing South Florida, who just knocked off Miami. Now, if, you know, and got Randy Shannon fired. Thank you, South Florida. That game will mean more than you'll ever know. Where's my tissue? For me. No, anyway, South Florida, they got a chance to be a spoiler. I don't know. I think they left it all out on the field against Miami that they come from behind and win that ball game.
UConn's got that running back that is so
UConn has
good.
a great running game. I'm going to go against the grain here, and I'm going to take South Florida and the shocker, 17-14 over Connecticut, giving West Virginia the Big East championship.
Oh, Goose, I'm sure appreciates that.
I'm sure he does. But what are you going with?
I'm going with UConn. I think UConn's got the ground game.
This is their football team, not the women's basketball team. No? Okay.
No.
They got the ground game. I'm sorry.
They got the ground game. I think Utah's dominance on the ground is what's going to be the key to victory in this one. Utah can run the ball. I don't know how good South Florida's running game is. I don't think their defense is as good as it was a year ago.
B.J. Daniels is their offense. So all right, so you're taking UConn. I can see that.
I'm thinking 28-17.
All right. Big 12 championship game. The last championship game for the Big 12 as we know it.
Okay.
Nebraska exiting for the Pac-10. Boomer Sooner rolling in after their crazy-ass tiebreaker in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Who you got, JP?
Well,
lay it on.
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to see a bunch of terrible calls go against Nebraska as have happened all season long. All season long. Big 12 officiating has been terrible. It has been biased. All they have done is tried to hurt Nebraska in each game because they're leaving, a little jealousy, whatever. Nebraska's heading to greener pastures in the Big 10. We welcome them. Nebraska's biggest foe in this game is going to be the officiating. Nebraska can win this game, but are they going to get the breaks from the officials? I want to pick Nebraska to win, but I'm going to have to go with Oklahoma in this only because of the Big 12 and their officiating. I'm
I have
sorry.
to agree. From what I've seen all year, you're absolutely right. You know, go Big Red 203, congratulations, he's our new news editor. Big Red 203, you know, he brought it up to me several weeks ago, and I've sat there and I've watched it. And, you know, why don't they do that at Colorado? Because it doesn't matter. Colorado sucks.
Yeah.
Nebraska's having a great year. I, too, would love to pick Nebraska. I just can't. I don't think it's going to happen for them. I think Oklahoma wins the Big 12.
28-21.
Yeah, I'm going to say 27-24, a little bit closer. But Oklahoma's going to win this game. Unfortunately, I'm pulling for Nebraska, but I just don't see, you know, you can't beat 12 guys.
No.
You just can't beat 12 guys. But LSU can beat 13 guys. Anyway.
7-3-3.
All right, now our marquee game, which pretty much, it's for all the marbles in the SEC. And
a possible
BCS caliber. Yeah. Auburn versus South Carolina rematch from about 8 weeks ago. You give Steve Spurrier enough time to prepare for you.
And I'm picking Steve. I'm picking Spurrier. I'm picking the visor.
You know, part of me really wants to just say, you know, South Carolina's going to win this game. Steven Garcia's banged up.
Dexter Lattimore.
Marcus Lattimore.
Dolomite.
You know, Auburn is dynamic on offense. We've seen it all year. The weakness on Auburn is their secondary. If Steven Garcia gets enough protection, if they can keep that Fairley dude from cheap shotting everybody, you know, South Carolina stands a great chance. And you got Steve Spurrier. He's got a little time to prepare. You don't beat Steve Spurrier twice in a row, and you just don't do those kind of things. I'm going to go with the old ball coach and the Gamecocks to pull off a Herculean upset of mighty Auburn. We're going South Carolina 24, Auburn 23.
I'm going to say South Carolina 24, Auburn 21.
All right.
It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be an epic battle, but I think Lattimore's the difference. I think Lattimore on the ground is going to keep that Auburn defense on the field and their offense off the field. And the best way to beat Cam Newton is to keep him off the field.
Yep. All right, JP, let's say for the sake of argument, Auburn loses to South Carolina, Oregon State upsets Oregon. Who is in your BCS title game?
I'm going to go with Wisconsin and Stanford.
Yeah, me too, man. I mean, that
two next best teams.
Yeah, and sorry TCU is not sliding you in the least, but, you know, if you played a schedule like they did and were tested week in and week out, you'd have a loss too. And there's no slight on you. You guys have had a great season. I just really think Wisconsin right now, to me, is probably one of the best teams in college football. And it should Auburn and Oregon both lose. I think Wisconsin deserves a shot, and they'll get it. And I think TCU slides in behind them, but I also think Stanford deserves that shot too. So Wisconsin, Stanford. All right, that's all the time we got for this week. Just want to remind you guys, All-American voting does start on Monday as well. The complete ballot will be up. If you want to be a part of that, you don't even have to sign up to the website. Just be a fan of college football. Check out my Facebook page or check out the message boards. You'll see the thread. Just click on it. It takes you right to the ballot page, and you pick your All-Americans. Have your voice heard, because that's what we're about. So until next week, man, next week's Hardwire, I'm the Greek.
And I'm John Pentagon.
And we will catch you guys on the flippy flop. We're out of here. Trails.